The Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, MAN, has described the disruption of the businesses of its members in the wines and spirits subsector by the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, saying it is inimical to the profitable operation of the companies concerned and will certainly hurt the Nigerian economy. Director General of the Manufacturing Association of Nigeria, Segun Ajayi-Kadir, made the criticism in a press statement titled "Man Calls for Restraint" on NAFDAC's renewed ban on sachet alcoholic beverages against directives to the federal government of Nigeria. However, a faceless group organized marches in support of NAFDAC's action against the consumption of sachet alcohol amid the current controversy over the ban on the products. Joining us now on this show to deepen the discussion on sachet alcohol drinks is Segun Ajayi-Kadir, Director General, Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, MAN. Good morning, Mr. Ajayi-Kadir, and thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much, Dr. Abati, for inviting me, and I say good morning to Rufai and Nayo. It's a pleasure to speak with you.
Well, Mr. Kadir, when NAFDAC came up with this proposal to ban sachet alcohol, it was at the prompting of the Senate. And then when they followed the directive, based on public safety, abuse of alcohol by underage persons, and all of that, there was a meeting between NAFDAC and the manufacturers. And then there was an agreement that, well, the deadline should be shifted till, I think, December 31st. Now, NAFDAC kept its own part of the bargain, but the manufacturers of sachet alcohol now say, oh, it's not good for business. The original old argument. So who is at fault here? And then the same argument that you are also pushing, that businesses will be affected and all of that. It's not that they are banning alcohol. They're just saying easy, ready access to alcohol is not good for public safety. Why did you change your mind? Or why did members of your association change their minds?
Okay, thank you very much again. To set the record straight, we didn't agree that the ban should take effect in December. It has always been a monologue between NAFDAC and us. They fixed the date and they're executing the ban. When you said they followed the Senate directive, what they actually did was to ignore the directive of the House of Rep, ignore the directive of the federal government as put out by the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, and they ignored also a study that was conducted jointly by NAFDAC and MAN, which didn't indicate that a ban would be effective and necessary. To set the record straight again, we are not against the ban because we feel that the arguments raised by NAFDAC is wrong. We agree that alcohol consumption by children is wrong. It shouldn't be allowed, it should be condemned, it should be discouraged, and people who are responsible for it should be punished. But that is a completely different argument from saying that you are banning the production and sale of alcohol in sachet. So we didn't change our minds to answer the question directly. We never agreed with them that the ban should come into effect 31st of December. It was also always the practice of NAFDAC to ban what they are incapable of controlling, which is actually their job.
Okay.
All right, okay. Mr. Ajayi-Kadir, thank you. So there's a challenge here, and we've talked about it on both sides. We've heard both sides of the argument. One for economic considerations and the other in the interest of public health. However, there might be some sort of middle ground. And the last time we had the representative of the Food and Beverages Association, we had asked, what are some of the recommendations to prevent underage drinking? Because this is one of the biggest things in contention. How do we prevent it without hurting the income of, manufacturers and industries like yours, and also protect jobs in Nigeria? Where is the middle ground? What are you proposing?
Thank you very much, because this is what has been missing in the conversations that we've had with NAFDAC since the beginning of this matter. There is no doubt that the production of alcohol in sachet is a business model that was used and is being used in other products. You have milk, you have so many other products in sachet to be able to reach low budget consumers. So if it happens to be in the hands of the wrong people, what we should do is to take measures, and we have taken measures, sometimes in conjunction with NAFDAC, to take it away from the children and those who are not supposed to consume it. Part of it is the label on the product itself, the fact that there is on and off license, the fact that there is campaign, the fact that you also have to continuously encourage people along the value chain. The producers, the wholesalers, the retailers, the consumers. You know where they are located. And it's possible for you to use data to be able to dimension how you can achieve this objective. There's traceability. And this is not the first time this is being addressed. Sometimes in 2025, I think around July, under an MTN initiative or anti-substance abuse program, I think something like that, where NDLA and the UN Office for Drug and Crime came up with suggestions as to how this can be curbed. Because all over the world, there are concerns about consumption of alcohol by children. And they indicated that restriction of access is what is necessary. So I'm just surprised that what NAFDAC is ready and quick to do is the one that will bring unintended consequences. And so what we say is, let us work together to pursue all these mitigating measures that I have said. Because children don't consume alcohol because they are available in sachet. There are so many other things that are available in sachet that they don't consume. So it is because they have a craving for alcohol, and then they are easily able to get it in sachet. I mean, when I was growing up, we had this pen knife that we recline and you can flip open. It's very small, but it's sharp and dangerous. If you have it in the pocket of school children and they can use it to inflict pain on each other, do you ban the production? Because it is also used for other things. So what I'm saying is that you identify that there is a problem, you solve it. If the only instrument you have is a hammer, every object will look like a nail to you. And that's not why regulatory agencies are established. Okay. They're established to work with the community so that if we identify challenges, we solve it together. Okay, sir.
So, I mean, what you were talking about was the Swiss Army knife, and I do remember that knife. I mean, almost everybody wanted to have just one of that, red in color Swiss Army knife. Then I think they also had a wide opener, had many knives in one. And so how do we stop access for children? Because it's so easy to say stop access. So how do we stop access for children to alcohol?
Okay, so I think that all of us stakeholders have roles to play. Even the media, you have the parents, you have the teachers, you have the guardians, religious organizations, peer groups, you have the producers themselves, and most importantly, you have NAFDAC that should be able to identify flows. I mean, all manufacturers know who come to take these products from their factories. So there's traceability. They know the wholesalers. We can agree, for instance, to be able to identify and know areas where these products seep into the hands of wrong people. We should be able, the whole community should be able to see, because there are so many other things that are wrong with our society. Adults can consume alcohol.
Mr. Kadir,
Children should not consume alcohol.
Mr. Ajayi, all of this you have said,
Yes.
we have done it, we've been doing it for so many years now. And the argument of NAFDAC that it has not worked. We've talked about the harmful effect of alcohol. We've traced people, we've told them not to sell it to youngsters. We've brought out heavy measures and say don't sell it to young people and all of that. We've done advocacy on television. We've done advocacy. The stakeholders too, when they came yesterday, they said they have been doing advocacy. Everything has not worked. So how do we stop access in a country where enforcement is a problem and implementation? Because all these things you are saying, sir, everything has been done and it has not worked.
So I think we have not done it well enough. I mean, because we have paid lip service to the activities that NAFDAC needed to engage in to be able to stop it. On our own part as industry, you will agree with me that you see the campaigns. You agree with, and we have spent a lot of money, billboards. We go to educate young people. We go to schools. We form clubs. We do all that we have to do. And that you have not succeeded at something requires you to continue to innovate so that you'll be able to deal with it. This is more so that the action you are now taking is going to be counterproductive. It's not going to help the matter. And countries where this have been done, evidence have shown that they didn't succeed.
But why?
So we are saying don't travel that
route, yeah. But why youngsters continue to die of liver cirrhosis? Why health outcomes continue to get even worse off while you say we should continue on this measure? I mean, sir, with due respect,
these things are not produced for
with
children.
due respect, doing something over and over and over again with the same results is the classical definition of insanity. That's what somebody said. All of these measures, we've done them over and over again. It's not
Yes,
worked.
you are doing it the wrong way.
Okay, so we are doing it the wrong way now. So what
if you do something continuously the wrong way, you will get the wrong results.
So what is the right way, sir? Because I just want us to brainstorm. What is the right way?
Okay, so the right way... Okay, so the right way for you is to collaborate with and agree and not engage in monologue sessions with the producers and other stakeholders. I don't know how many times, and you see, it's possible for NAFDAC to come on TV and say we have done all that, to come and admit failure openly in terms of not being able to carry out their functions. You can see how NDLEA is succeeding with drugs. It's still a problem, but they are making progress in terms of engagement. And that MTN program I told you, NDLEA and the Office for Drug and Crime under the UN, they agreed at concrete steps. In fact, they only stopped short of saying that alcohol should be put under their control so that they will be able to effectively engage and deal with it. You can see the exercise in schools.
Mr.
How
Ajayi-Kadir.
many times have you seen it openly advertised and seen progress being made by NAFDAC in conjunction with other stakeholders? NAFDAC and MAN conducted a study. It didn't recommend a ban. It recommended access control because the ban will be counterproductive. So if you're asking me for solutions, ban is not part of it because it's not going to work. And which means that
Okay, look, on whose authority did the office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation intervened to ask for, I think what he asked for was an extension of the proposal by NAFDAC. 2, the NAFDAC, you've been referring to NAFDAC as engaging in monologue. You must have used that phrase about 3 times. Does it mean that, NAFDAC, as it claims, actually meets regularly with the stakeholders, but when you hold these meetings, NAFDAC will just come and give directives and then go its way without even allowing, your members, the stakeholders, to say anything? And then 3, there was a recent protest on the streets, people carrying a placard saying that nobody should ban Sachet alcohol. Did the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria have a hand in that protest? If NAFDAC will not listen, maybe MAN will just go to the streets and also follow up with television interviews. Is that part of your strategy?
Not at all, Dr. Abati. I will start with the last one. MAN is a very responsible organization. We are a policy advocacy group, and we do not engage in that kind of a tactics. I know that even some people have also protested on the other way, and one may wonder whether NAFDAC has a hand in it. But I think that one was organized by the labor unions. They were concerned about the loss of their jobs, and you will expect that they should. I mean, at these hard times, if you want to put anybody out of job, that person must have something wrong with him if he doesn't stand up to fight for it. So I think they were just doing it on their own. They are genuine concerns, and honestly, I agree with them. Okay, the other one is about the monologue. Now, what we are saying is that, yes, we engage. We state our issues where they will counter it and so on. But at the end of the day, the predetermined position that there's going to be an imposition of ban, regardless of any progress that is being made with access control and other measures that are being adduced to resolve the matter, is not accepted. At the end of the day, there's a date that is fixed. Now, to go to the first one, the office of the secretary of, well, whatever, of the secretary to the government of the federation, I hope I'm right. Yes, of federation. It was because they discovered that NAFDAC was majorly trying to choose which directive to use to support its activity. Before the Senate, we had the House of Rep that conducted the public hearing. NAFDAC was there, the Minister of Health was there, manufacturers were there, other stakeholders and civil societies who were there in Abuja in the National Assembly. It was resolved that it will be counterproductive if the ban is imposed, and that we should go on with the progress we are making in access control and other activities. That died down. Then NAFDAC went to the Senate. The same process didn't take place, and this directive was issued. So the clarification had to come from the office of the Secretary to Government of the Federation. So it was just to clarify and then to leave a room for engagement. We are hopeful that this sane conversation that we need to have, and for us to have an arbiter who will not be, bent on just imposing a ban that is not going to work for anybody. Unless we have that kind of an arrangement, we are not going to be able to resolve the matter, because we are committed to not allowing children to have access to alcohol as NAFDAC. Every responsible parent should be. But what we are saying is that this is a country. It is not an individual enclave where you decide what happens or you run on people's emotion and adduce unsubstantiated facts to make policies. This is policy that will affect livelihoods. This is a policy that will affect industrialization. This is a policy that will, at the end of the day, government will lose revenue, job will be lost, we are going to have a disruption of the market, we are going to open the market for illicits everywhere around. In fact, I think it was in Uganda and Cote d'Ivoire, where it was discovered that people merely just resorted to unwholesome, locally brewed alcohol that was posing more danger than even the regulated ones that they had imposed ban upon. We are saying, don't let us travel on this road that is not going to be successful. Let us work together, and that's what regulators should be. Not only with NAFDAC, but every other regulatory agency. You are established for the common good, and you must consider economic issues and health issues in a way that is sustainable and that is practicable and that will be successful at the end.
All right. Okay, well, thank you so much for your time with us today. As we've continued to do, we'll continue to provide a platform for both sides of the argument. And at the end of the day, we're hoping that the best decision in the interest of Nigerians will be taken. Thank you.